Welcome to a new story. Today's story is called Bad Mood Moose. It's a story from the Clubhouse Jr. magazine. Moose stood by the pond, munching moss and pond and weed. Jump, choo, jump, choo. Hello, Moose, Squirrel said from a tree. Moose did not look up. Would you like to play? Asked Squirrel. Snort, went Moose. Moose did not want to be bothered, as usual. Moose was always in a bad mood. Was that a yes snort or a no snort? Squirrel asked. Moose just chomped another mouthful of pondweeds. I think it was a yes snort, so I'm coming down to play, Squirrel said. Moose looked up. I never play, he said. Now go away, please. Moose, Squirrel said excitedly. When you said please, you smiled. You should smile more often. Snort, went Moose. I never smile. Squirrel shook his head. You need to learn to have more fun. I never have fun, Moose said. Squirrel shook his paw at Moose. Maybe that's because you're always so grumpy, he scolded. I'll be right down. Squirrel scurried down the tree. Hey, bellowed Moose. You're standing on my antlers. Squirrel looked surprised. Let me see, he said, looking closely. Why, you're right, Moose, he said. These are your antlers. And magnificent antlers they are, too. Well, now that I'm here, shall we play? I told you, Moose said. I never play. Now stop bothering me. Squirrel hung his head. Am I really bothering you, Moose? He asked. Moose gave 3 big nods. Yes, 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 he said. Squirrel bounced up and down with each nod. Whee, 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 he yelled. That was fun, Moose. See, you do know how to have fun. Moose sighed. What have I done? Squirrel began to chatter. Bouncing up and down gave me a great idea. Let's pretend your antlers are a great sailing ship called, let's say, the SS Antlers. You can be the ocean waves that go up and down and up and down. Ridiculous, Moose said. Just then, a blue jay landed in the tree. Hi, Moose, he said. What you doing with the squirrel on your antlers? Moose frowned. Squirrel is playing, but I'm sure he's leaving soon. Aren't you, Squirrel? He said. Leaving? Squirrel asked. Just when are you learning how to have fun? Oh no, groaned Moose. Listen, Blue Jay, Squirrel said. We're going to pretend that Moose's antlers are a great sailing ship. Blue Jay flapped his wing happily. I want to play too, he chirped. The more the merrier, right, Moose? Squirrel said. Whoopee, said Blue Jay. How do we play, Moose? Moose mumbled. Well, ask Squirrel, he's in charge. I will be the captain of the great sailing ships, the SS Antlers, Squirrel said. Moose will be the ocean waters that go up and down and up and down. Whoa, Blue Jay chirped. I'll sit on your tallest antlers, Moose, and pretend it's the top of the mast. That's called the crow's nest. A nest in my antlers, thought Moose, rolling his big brown eyes. Oh, great, he said. Did someone say shipmate? Woodrat squeaked from a tree knothole. I'd give my last acorn to play. I'm not playing, Moose said. Woodrat wiggled her nose. Oh, Moose, you can't fool me. You're just pretending to be a grump, she giggled. I know you're having lots of fun. Moose sat down with his head in his hooves. Oh, what's the use, he sighed. I know you're not leaving until you've played. So go ahead and play. But don't expect me to have fun. Hooray for the moose, they all shouted. Climb up the plank, shipmate, Squirrel called. Woodrat zoomed along the top of the moose's nose with her tiny feet. Moose scrunched up his nose. That tickles, he said. Then he accidentally did something he had never done. He let out a small chuckle. Ha, ha. He quickly covered his mouth. Moose, Squirrel shouted. You're starting to have fun. Certainly hope not, Moose yelled back. Hello, everybody, called a voice from a nearby log. Hello, Possum, called the others. Hey, Moose, You look like you're having fun, Possum said. Moose's face turned rosy red. Climb aboard the SS, Antlers, Blue Jay said. Quick as a flash, Possum joined the others. Okay, Moose, we need some big rolly waves, Woodrat squeaked. Finally, hoofed Moose. Now I can get this over with. Moose began walking in slow circles around the pond. Clip, clop, clippity, clop. They all waited for Moose to play, but he just kept walking slowly around and round the pond. Prance in the sunshine, Squirrel shouted. Jump in the stream and get wet, Possum laughed. Run like the wind, Moose, Woodrat called. Spin around in circles till you're dizzy, Blue Jay twittered. Never, Moose said. Possum hurried up to the front of the moose's antlers. She wrapped the end of her tail tightly around the antler. She held her nose and gave a leap. Possum swung her tail upside down right in front of Moose's face. What? Moose bellowed. Possum grinned a big, toothy grin. Possum overboard, she yelled, looking upside down right into Moose's eyes. All of a sudden, the corners of Moose's mouth began to move up, up, up. He tried so hard to stop, but he just couldn't help what was about to laughing. He smiled the biggest smile a moose could smile. Suddenly, they all burst into laughter. Moose held his sides. He was laughing so hard they laughed and laughed so hard they couldn't stop. When they were almost done laughing, Moose said, I should have more fun. No one should be grumpy all the time. Come on, he shouted. Then he trotted off to give his friends a wild ride in the SS Antlers. Moose pranced and danced in the sunshine. He jumped and splashed in the stream. Moose ran like the wind. He spun around in circles until his head was spinning. Hey, he called when he was very dizzy. Aren't you guys having any fun? Squirrel held his head and groaned. I'm so dizzy. I gotta get off this ship, Blue Jay said. I need to get down right away, Woodrat squeaked. Possum didn't say anything at all. She just held her tummy. You don't look so good, Moose said. I don't feel so good, Blue Jay said. Not good, Squirrel said. I'm seasick, groaned Woodrat. Possum just held her tummy. Seasick, Moose said. You're not going to let that stop you from playing, are you? Squirrel frowned. We're tough. Now please don't tease. Woodrat rolled over on her back. Everything's still spinning. I never want to play this dumb game again. Now who's being grumpy? Moose asked. I know something that will make your tummies feel better. Then we can get back to playing. What is it? Blue Jay asked. Why, pondweeds, of course, Moose said, and he bounced off to get some. But when he got back, his friends were nowhere in sight. There was just a note scratched on a piece of bark. To Moose. Thanks, but you can have the pondweed. We know how much you like it. We'll see you in a few days when we're feeling better. Signed, your new playmates. P.S. Would you mind just playing a nice game of checkers next time? We promise not to be so grumpy.